Vishali from Rosharaj classes. We have already started our important chapter of biology of standard 10, that is life process. I have already told you in my previous video that this chapter will be explained in series, means in different parts. In my previous part, I have already explained the digestion in human beings. If you have not yet referred that video, please check the link given in the description box. Now in this today's video, we are going to proceed further with the next part of this life process, that is respiration. What is respiration? If we ask the child of the lower class, he will say taking in air and giving out is respiration. But now in this higher class, we are going to study what exactly happens to the air which we breathe in and when we breathe out. What changes takes place? For that, we can say one special system is designed in our body, that is respiratory system. Which are the organs involved in this respiratory system and how each organ functions, that we are going to study in this video. I request all my students to watch this video till end. There is small but special thing for you which I will tell you at the end of this video. And before this, if you are not yet subscribed my channel, please press the subscribe button and subscribe my channel.
What is respiration? Respiration, in fact, is the energy releasing process. At the end of the digestion chapter, we saw that the carbohydrate is converted to glucose molecule, the simplest form of carbohydrate. These glucose molecules are oxidized by oxygen molecules, releasing the energy in the process. And this is what is respiration. Let's see how this respiration process takes place. First of all, the 6 carbon atom molecule, that is glucose molecule, breaks down to 3 carbon atom molecule called as pyruvate. And this takes place in the cytoplasm of this cell. Later, this pyruvate, in absence of oxygen, is converted to ethanol, carbon dioxide, and energy is released in this process. This process takes place in absence of oxygen, and we find this energy releasing process in lower organisms. In higher organisms, the breakdown of pyruvate molecule takes place in presence of oxygen, and in this process carbon dioxide, water, and energy is released, and this process takes place in mitochondria. When we studied the lesson regarding cell, we saw mitochondria is one cell organelle which we call as powerhouse of the cell, and this is the reason why mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell, because the oxidation of the pyruvate molecule takes place in mitochondria and energy is released. Sometimes this pyruvate molecule suffers lack of oxygen in our muscle cells, and in such case lactic acid is released, and this buildup of lactic acid in our muscles is responsible for causing cramps. We saw that the pyruvate molecule can release energy in presence of oxygen as well as in absence of oxygen. So here we have 2 types of respiration, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Let's see the difference in these 2 types of respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in presence of oxygen, while anaerobic respiration takes place in absence of oxygen. In aerobic respiration, the pyruvate breaks to carbon dioxide and water, while in anaerobic respiration, pyruvate is converted to ethanol and carbon dioxide. In aerobic respiration, the amount of energy released is more, while in anaerobic respiration, the amount of energy released is very less. Aerobic respiration takes place in higher organisms, for example, human beings, while anaerobic respiration takes place in lower organisms like yeast and bacteria. Now let us see respiratory system in human beings. In human beings, one special system is designed for respiration. The parts of this respiratory system are nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, and lungs. Trachea, when it reaches lungs, split into 2 branches, which is called as bronchi. One bronchi enters into each lung. Further, these bronchi breaks into number of branches called as bronchioles. These bronchioles terminates in the balloon-like structure called as alveoli. Now these alveoli plays a very important role in respiration. Let's see how. The air which we breathe in is filtered by the fine hair and the mucus present in the nostrils. The temperature of this air is also adjusted according to our body temperature. This air passes through the trachea, then to bronchi, bronchioles, and finally reaches alveoli. In this image, you can clearly see the alveoli are surrounded by blood vessels. The carbon dioxide collected from the body is diffused in the alveoli, while the oxygen from the air which we breathe in is taken up by the blood by the way of diffusion. Here I would like to tell you one thing, that our lungs always have a residual volume of air. This provides sufficient time for oxygen to be absorbed and for the carbon dioxide to be released. This is how the respiratory system works for us. What happens to this oxygen which is absorbed in the alveoli? How it reaches each and every cell? This will be explained in our next video, and in that I'll be explaining transportation in human beings, which is quite interesting part of the life process chapter.
Hope by this time how the respiratory system works for you is quite clear to you. As I told in the beginning, there is something special for the student of standard 10th. We have already covered the chapter that is chemical reactions and equations. I have made a special question bank of that chapter and that I have placed it on my blog. The link of the same is given below and please go through it. I am sure it is going to help you a lot in your exam. And thank you so much for watching this video. Be in touch. I would like to repeat again, do subscribe our channel for our upcoming videos. Thank you, students.